crossing over what's referred to as Windy Bridge. So it's 230 feet off the river. There is a little crosswalk that you can walk underneath it. It's got some great views because as you look back to the left from the bridge, you get a nice view of the canyon. Of course, sometimes you can get some rafters going underneath, but the train also goes underneath the bridge as well. It's down there. I was bringing a kind of, not a funny story, but an interesting story. I was bringing a group down from Fairbanks.
The northern border of Denali National Park. So for those of you who do not know the story of Into the Wild, it's about a gentleman named Christopher. And after he graduated college, he decided he didn't want to be part of the quote-unquote system anymore. And so what he did, even his family, and so they even had a missing persons report on him while he was having this adventure, but he was hitchhiking around the lower, so he was dropped off at the end of Stampede Road, and he took with him a limited amount of supplies. And he started hiking back into the wilderness, and then he came across the Tatlanika River, or he went across that river. That river actually goes through Denali National Park, but he was a little bit further down there during World War II. And it had been converted into a hunting cabin. So it had a cot inside, it had a stove, the windows were boarded up, the whole 9 yards. And he decided to make this thus his home. The source of prey was the woolly mammoth. Now, the woolly mammoth is the state fossil for a very good reason. We keep finding fully preserved woolly mammoths all over the state. Picturing a giant mammoth in this big ice block, right? Well, that's not exactly what happened. Billions of years of geologic activity has actually pinned mammoths. Rather not repeat. But if you would like to come back and experience the full moon that Ferry has to offer, you do have a few options. You can either come back next summer on the 4th of July and book that passenger train ticket, or you can watch the video on YouTube. Whatever's easy. Bye. Okay, everyone sing it with me now. Na 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 na. Alright, so as you're leaving Nenana, you're going to notice off to the left hand side, you're going to see where the Nenana River merges into the Tanana River. So we were on the banks of the Tanana River there at our stop. And now you can see, like I said, where this Nenana River.
So it's not uncommon to see some of those things listed as means of how close. A lot of things are winding through the valley. So this is where they've dated some of the artifacts back for the native Tanana Athabascans about 16,000 years ago here in this area.
Stand up and get bent over.
So as I mentioned, it's a good time of the year to be here just because of the fall colors. So middle of the summer, it's not ugly, but the natives were dated back to. It's back into the population here in the interior of Alaska. And they have some fantastic exhibits. Again, they have stuff in there that dates back to Beringia, back to the
5 minutes. So your hotel is actually pretty.
Red airport tags in them, so they should have